For centuries, humans have gazed at the skies, longing to fly like birds. What began as a dream turned into a reality through observation, innovation, and perseverance. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating stages of flight invention, from ancient inspirations to the modern airplane. Ancient Hindu texts like the Ramayana and Mahabharata mention Vimanas, mythical flying vehicles, symbolizing humanity's early fascination with flight and possibly reflecting advanced imagination or lost knowledge. Stage 1, 400 BCE kites in ancient China. Kites introduced the concepts of lift and air resistance, marking humanity's first step toward controlled flight. Stage 2, inspiration from nature. Humans have always been fascinated by the ability of birds, bats, and insects to defy gravity and soar through the skies. This natural ability inspired the earliest attempts to understand and replicate flight. Here's a deep dive into how nature inspired human endeavors in aviation and space exploration. Observation of birds. Bird wings are curved on top and flatter on the bottom. This shape allows air to flow faster over the top than below, creating lift, a principle later applied in airplane wings. Flapping for thrust. Birds flap their wings not just for lift but also for forward motion. This concept helped inventors realize the need for propulsion in human-made flying machines. Feathers and flight control. Birds use their feathers to control their direction and speed, inspiring ideas for rudders and ailerons in aircraft. In the late 15th century, Leonardo sketched designs of flying machines based on bird anatomy. His ornithopter featured flapping wings, resembling a bird in motion. Though never built, these sketches laid the groundwork for future innovations. Dragonflies and bees demonstrated rapid wing motion, inspiring vertical flight designs like helicopters. Bats' flexible wing membranes showed how stretchable materials could help in flight. Stage 3, 16th century, Isaac Newton's laws of motion. Law 1: a plane won't move unless a force, engine thrust, pushes it forward. Law 2: stronger engines create greater thrust, helping planes accelerate. Law 3: as a wing pushes air downward, the air pushes the wing upward, creating lift. Newton's laws provided the foundational understanding of forces and motion, crucial for explaining how planes overcome gravity and air resistance. Stage 4: the balloon era, 17th century. Before powered flight, humans experimented with lifting themselves off the ground using balloons. In 1782, Joseph Michel and Jacques-Étienne Montgolfier, two French brothers from a paper manufacturing family, began experimenting with hot air balloons. They discovered that heated air, being lighter than cold air, could lift objects. Their first successful demonstration was an unmanned balloon, which ascended to about 2,000 meters. On June 4, 1783, they publicly launched a large hot air balloon in Annonay, France. This balloon, made of paper and fabric, amazed spectators as it floated for about 10 minutes. Building on this success, the brothers conducted a manned flight on November 21, 1783, near Paris. Piloted by Jean-François Pilatre de Rogier and François-Laurent d'Arlandes, it was the first recorded instance of humans taking to the skies in a controlled manner. The flight lasted 25 minutes and covered about 9 kilometers. Around the same time, Jacques Charles, a French physicist, was exploring the use of hydrogen gas for flight. Unlike hot air, hydrogen gas is naturally buoyant and doesn't require constant heating, making it more efficient. Charles's first significant achievement was the launch of an unmanned hydrogen-filled balloon on August 27, 1783, which traveled 25 kilometers. Later, on December 1, 1783, Charles and his assistant, Nicholas Louis Robert, completed the first manned hydrogen gas balloon flight. Starting in Paris, the balloon ascended to over 1,800 feet and traveled approximately 36 kilometers before safely landing. This flight showcased the potential for longer and more efficient journeys compared to hot air balloons. So, what's differences between hot air and gas balloons? Hot air balloons relied on heated air to rise, requiring continuous fuel, like wood or straw, to maintain the temperature difference. Gas balloons used hydrogen, which was lighter than air and didn't need an external heat source. They were more stable and could stay aloft longer. The ballooning experiments of the Montgolfier brothers and Jacques Charles sparked immense public interest and were seen as a symbol of human ingenuity. They demonstrated that flight was possible and laid the groundwork for later developments. Part 2 link in description. There we will explore how hot air balloons inspired flights and later aviation.